with the heart of magic secured. Harry, Hermione, Ron, Luna, and Neville felt a surge of confidence as they made their way back through the dimly lit corridors of Hogwarts. The pulsating crystal glowed softly in Harry's hands, illuminating their path with a warm, golden light. However, as they approached the main hall, a sudden chill swept through the castle. The air grew heavy, and whispers echoed off the stone walls, sending shivers down their spines. "What's happening?" Ron asked, looking around nervously. "I don't know, but we need to be careful," Hermione replied, her brow furrowed in concern. "We can't let anyone know we have the heart. It's too powerful." Just then, a shadow darted past them, and they froze. "Did you see that?" Neville gasped, clutching his wand tightly. Before anyone could respond, the whispers grew louder, forming into a chilling voice that echoed in their minds. "The heart of magic belongs to me." Startled, the group looked at each other. "Who's there?" Harry called out, his heart racing. "I am a remnant of the past, a shadow bound to the heart." "You are foolish to think you can control it," the voice taunted, echoing ominously through the hall. Suddenly, the shadows coalesced into a dark figure, a specter wearing robes of ancient times, its face obscured by a hood. "You will pay for disturbing my slumber," it roared, reaching out with ghostly hands. Without hesitation, the friends sprang into action. "We have to protect the heart," Hermione shouted. Harry felt the heart pulsating in his hands, urging him to harness its power. "Together," he cried, as they formed a circle, holding hands and channeling their magic through the heart. The specter lunged at them, but just as it reached the circle, a blinding light erupted from the heart. "We won't let you take it," Ron yelled, summoning all his courage. The light pushed back against the shadows, illuminating the hall with a brilliant glow. But the specter fought back, weaving through the light, its icy fingers reaching for them. "You think your friendship can save you? You are weak." "Not weak," Harry retorted, feeling a surge of determination. "We are stronger together." With a unified effort, they focused their thoughts on the power of their friendship. "Love, courage, and loyalty," they shouted in unison. The heart responded, radiating an even brighter light that enveloped the specter. The shadow screamed in rage, twisting and writhing as the light engulfed it. "No, this cannot be." The voice of the specter began to fade, and with one final burst of energy from the heart, it dissolved into a shower of sparks. Breathless, the group collapsed to the ground, the heart of magic still glowing steadily in Harry's hands. "Is it over?" Neville panted, looking around to ensure the darkness had truly vanished. "For now," Hermione replied, her voice steadier. "But we need to figure out what that shadow was and how it relates to the heart." As they gathered themselves, they felt a newfound resolve. "We should go to the Room of Requirement," Luna suggested. "It might help us understand the history of the heart." They made their way to the Room of Requirement, which manifested as a vast library filled with ancient tomes and scrolls. The atmosphere buzzed with magic, and they could feel the wisdom of the ages surrounding them. "This place is incredible," Ron exclaimed, his eyes widening in awe. "Look at all the books. Let's find anything related to the heart of magic in that specter," Harry urged, and the group began to scour the shelves. After hours of searching, they discovered an old, dusty tome titled The Guardians of Magic, Legends of the Heart. Flipping through its pages, they found a detailed account of the heart's history, revealing that it had once belonged to a powerful sorceress who had used its magic to protect Hogwarts. But when she was betrayed, her spirit became entwined with the heart, transforming into the specter they had encountered. "She was trying to protect the heart from being misused," Hermione said, frowning. "But she became a shadow of her former self, bound to the heart forever." "What does this mean for us?" Neville asked, concern etched on his face. "It means we need to honor her legacy," Harry replied firmly. We have to ensure the heart doesn't fall into the wrong hands again. Just then, the room began to tremble, and a new voice emerged from the shadows. You are fools to think you can contain the heart's power. I will reclaim what is rightfully mine. The friends turned to see a new figure materialize, this time a tall man clad in dark robes, with piercing eyes that glinted with malice. I am Malachar, a dark wizard who once sought the heart for myself. I will not be denied. We won't let you take it, Ron shouted defiantly. Malachar laughed, a chilling sound that echoed through the library. You think you can stop me? The heart of magic will be mine. With a wave of his hand, dark tendrils shot from the shadows, seeking to ensnare the friends. Protect the heart, Harry shouted, raising it high above their heads. The heart responded, emanating a protective barrier that repelled the dark tendrils. The room filled with brilliant light, pushing back against Malachar's magic. Your time is over, Malachar, Harry cried, fueled by the bonds of friendship that surrounded him. With their combined strength and the power of the heart, they charged at Malachar, who roared in fury. As the light from the heart intensified, it broke through the darkness, forcing the dark wizard back. No! Malachar screeched, desperately trying to maintain his grip on the shadows. But the heart's power was too strong. With one final burst, the shadows dissolved, leaving only silence in their wake. Breathing heavily, the friends looked around, their hearts pounding. Is he gone? Hermione asked, glancing nervously at the walls. For now, Harry said, lowering the heart. But we need to stay vigilant. The heart is powerful, and there may be others who will come after it. With newfound determination, they pledged to protect the heart of magic and uncover the truth behind its legacy. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, united by their friendship and the strength of the heart. As they prepared to leave the room of requirement, they knew that their journey was far from over. The shadows of the past were only the beginning, and they were ready to face the future together. After their intense battle with Malachar, Harry, Hermione, Ron, Luna, and Neville realized that protecting the heart of magic would be far more dangerous than they had anticipated. They needed a way to hide the heart where no dark force could find it, perhaps even from themselves. The encounter with the dark wizard had shaken them all, yet it also steeled their resolve. Back in the Gryffindor common room, they gathered to discuss their plan. We can't keep the heart out in the open, Hermione said, casting a wary glance at the glowing crystal. It's powerful enough to draw dark magic to us, and we don't know what other forces might be hunting for it. I think the heart was meant to be hidden, Luna mused thoughtfully. It once belonged to Rowena Ravenclaw. Maybe she hid it here in Hogwarts and left clues only the wise could decipher. Intrigued, Hermione hurriedly flipped through her ancient magic book, scanning for anything about the heart of magic's origins. She stopped, her eyes widening. Ravenclaw did create a secret chamber, she whispered. It's called the Chamber of Wisdom, and it was meant to guard the heart of magic from those who would misuse it. But where is it? Ron asked, his eyes darting nervously between the heart and the dark corridors outside. According to legend, the chamber can only be found when those searching are wise, brave, and united by a common purpose, Hermione explained. We need to truly trust each other and be ready to face any challenges it throws at us. Determined, the friends set off to find the Chamber of Wisdom, each carrying a feeling of dread mixed with hope. As they roamed through Hogwarts' dimly lit corridors, it felt as though the walls were alive, watching them. The faint echoes of footsteps, whispers, and even occasional flickers of shadow kept them on edge. Eventually, their path led them to the highest tower of Hogwarts, a place few had dared to venture. The air grew colder as they climbed, and an eerie silence enveloped them. At the top, they found an ancient door that seemed to emanate a soft, strange glow. A riddle was carved into its stone surface, and the words pulsed with an otherworldly light. To enter here, you must be wise, for knowledge hides in what meets the eyes. The truth is seen when darkness falls. What do you seek? They exchanged anxious glances, each one deep in thought. Luna stepped forward, her face serene. I think it's a mirror, she said softly. The truth is often hidden in what we see, and when it's dark, a mirror reveals reflections we don't always notice. Harry stepped up and answered, a mirror. At his words, the stone door creaked open, revealing a hidden chamber filled with blue and silver lights. In the center stood a massive mirror with a dark, polished surface that seemed to absorb light. Surrounding it were artifacts that belonged to Ravenclaw, her quill, her spell books, and on a pedestal, a small blue crystal that pulsed softly in rhythm with the heart. This must be Ravenclaw's Chamber of Wisdom, Hermione whispered in awe. We've finally found it. Harry took a step toward the mirror, the heart of magic glowing brighter in his hands, as if recognizing its true home. But as he moved closer, the mirror began to shimmer, and, suddenly, the chamber darkened. The mirror's reflection morphed, and they each saw an image of themselves facing a twisted version of their greatest fears. Ron watched as he stood alone, isolated and abandoned by friends and family. Hermione saw herself powerless, unable to help those she loved. Neville's reflection showed him as weak and helpless, a shadow of the courageous person he had become. And Harry's fears struck him the hardest. His reflection showed a world where Voldemort still reigned supreme, with Hogwarts in ruins and his friends lost to the darkness. Luna, sensing something the others could not, spoke out. These are just illusions. The mirror tests us by showing our fears, but it's only real if we let it be. We must trust ourselves and each other. With great effort, each of them closed their eyes and turned away from the mirror's dark visions. Slowly, the illusions faded, and the mirror's surface returned to its calm, silver state. Taking a steadying breath, Harry stepped forward and placed the heart on the pedestal. The crystal beside it glowed, and the heart began to sink into the mirror's surface, disappearing as if it had been swallowed by water. As the heart vanished, they heard a deep, haunting voice echo throughout the chamber. You have passed the test of courage and wisdom. But beware, for with every light, a shadow is born. The heart's power will draw the darkness again. Only your unity will keep it safe. Just as the voice faded, a dark mist seeped from the mirror's edges, twisting and taking form. Before they could react, a shadowy figure materialized, a tall, faceless figure cloaked in shadows, exuding a chilling aura. Thank you for bringing the heart back to me, it hissed, its voice dripping with malice. I am the shade of Malachar, the remnant of his spirit that was bound to the heart. Now that it is unlocked, I am free to walk this world once more. The friends stood in horror as the shade advanced toward them, its presence filling the chamber with a cold, oppressive energy. We have to fight it, Harry shouted, drawing his wand. But the shade merely laughed, a sound like 1,000 whispers in the dark. You cannot destroy me with magic. I am the darkness that lingers in every soul. I feed on fear, doubt, and despair. Luna, ever calm, raised her wand. Maybe we can't destroy you with magic, but we have something stronger. The friends locked hands, each focusing on the bonds they shared and the courage that had brought them this far. Together, they formed a ring of light around the shade, forcing it to falter. Its shadowy form twisted and shrieked, trying to break free, but their unity held it at bay. Friendship, courage, and loyalty, Hermione said firmly, her voice steady. These are stronger than fear. With their combined strength, they pushed the shade back toward the mirror. The mirror's surface glowed, drawing the shade back into its depths as it writhed and struggled. With one last ear-piercing scream, it was absorbed into the mirror, which then sealed itself with a flash of light. The chamber grew still, and the oppressive darkness lifted, replaced by a warm, golden glow. Breathless, the friends exchanged relieved smiles. "It's finally over," Neville whispered, still gripping his wand tightly. "For now," Luna said softly, "the heart of magic is hidden, but the darkness will always seek it. We must always be vigilant." As they made their way back through Hogwarts, each felt a deep sense of accomplishment mixed with caution. They had passed Ravenclaw's test, but they now understood the true responsibility of guarding such powerful magic. Though the heart was safe, they knew they would always need to protect the bonds that gave them strength. And somewhere, deep in the shadows, an unseen force watched them, waiting for the day it could strike again.